Let's see. You can getting spoiled on how to detect secret areas. Sure. Just because secret areas are probably going to be really difficult to find in general.
I mean, we're not necessarily aiming for 100%. But...
No, but if we know where to find them,
mm-hmm.
I'm kind of okay with that. I mean, realistically, if I'm near one and you know it, just tell me where it is. I'm totally fine. Like, I'm weirdly hypocritical about, like, backseat gaming. I'm totally fine with it as long as it's not, like, telling me to do really simple things or things that I already know how to do. All walls have a painting of a hole that can be broken to make a hole. Huh.
Hi there, ma'am. How's the fridge repair coming along?
Oh.
I'll see you later, Langston.
You still
Traffic
have...
light.
Here,
Yep, you
like
still have one more
always.
in the Panopticon itself.
Missed that.
I was wondering why you were going back to him early.
Did it say? Oh.
Probably not going to try to do that at the last minute, are you?
Last second.
Well, I said last minute because it was 56 seconds, but yep.
I might be able to do it. I gotta be better about those. I also just don't care. Oh, destroy the hiss nodes?
Where are they, though? I'm surprised, too, that they don't have the timer going on the screen. Unless it's because you don't have it selected. Ah,
Yep.
yeah.
Nope, failing that one. That's okay. Go to the upper Panopticon. I don't really know where it's going to be. It's somewhere around here. It's up top again. Nah, we're not going to do it in 30 seconds. It's also one of those where it's like, I really don't think I care. Like, yeah,
Those
the
aren't the
extra
side
materials
quests
are
that
nice.
just get you resources and such. They're not part of the plot. One could say that these side quests aren't as relevant either, but it's interesting to see.
Okay, so where's this traffic light?
Somewhere up here.
It doesn't say on the list. He does not.
Oh! There's some enemies.
Were some enemies.
It doesn't really look like the hallway where you see each of the items individually in their cells, though. Oh, though that's a traffic
one
light.
Of the missing alternate items.
Oh, it's red light, green light.
Yep.
Wait, how did I get back here?
Slow.
That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well, looks like we have to follow it. Yellow.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, you moved, didn't you?
This is clever.
Mm-hmm.
One less escaped altered item to worry about.
That's really clever. I like that a lot.
That was fun.
I haven't played red light, green light in a long time.
Don't people typically play it with music as opposed to lights?
Maybe sometimes?
Because I've definitely played the version where you're just playing music and the person stops the music at random. And if someone is in the middle of, say, swinging an arm or jumping in the air, doing something ridiculous as part of their dance, they might accidentally continue moving even when the music is stopped, at which point they're eliminated.
I don't know. It truly has been a very long time. I think it was usually you had kind of the it person doing the callouts. That is really disorienting that I can just instant teleport.
Mm-hmm.
Like the load times on this new hard drive are insane.
I found all those missing altered items.
All of them? Wow, you have a gift, ma'am. But those weren't all of the altered items missing from the Panopticon. The hiss must be making them restless. We've had several more containment breaches.
How many of these things did he lose? How many?
Just a couple. Should be no problem for you. I really appreciate your help. Really. Just super.
The flamingo, the mannequin, and the rubber ducky.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
Protective studies. And some other areas. And a corridor that you've never been to before.
Let's see, time for progress. We could do progress.
Well, do you think this is the secondary final... What you're probably going to do is you're going to get through these ones, and then he's going to have one more bad thing that's going to result in a boss battle. What do you think?
Maybe?
That's how the mold one went. She had you find the samples, then she had you eliminating things. Then finding the giant one. Or the giant one came before eliminating what escaped. I think it was that.
We haven't been here yet.
Well, I don't believe we've ever had the opportunity to fly up into that one area. But, ooh, this is different.
So progress time, but also mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 for 1. Joyous playing this game because we actually pay attention to the lore. Lore is important. Otherwise you don't get the cool context for the game. This game has a lot.
Though I really do hope that when people watch the first episode with the Mad Libs that you were doing, that they don't think that's what's going to persist.
I mean,
In any case, Victorian Mirror. AI 60 UE background. Blankety 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 blank. She was admitted to a mental ward for emotional instability soon after relocating to Illinois with her family in 1914. The item only appears on record again in 2006 when the Bureau investigated a sudden rise in disappearances in blank, Illinois. Or Illinois. I think that's how you pronounce it. Agents found the item hanging in the local library. They contained it quickly, though the missing people of the town were never recovered. Because they probably disappeared into the mirror. Supplementary materials. Date, August 18th, 1915. We certify that the case of Mrs. Blank has shown her to be a lunatic under the reasons of hysteria, bad company, and imaginary female trouble. Her fixation with the family looking glass is noteworthy, though not an uncommon matter when considering the female disposition. Wait, so her imaginary female trouble was brushed aside as just someone obsessing about their appearance or the mirror? Mrs. Carver is a fit subject for the lunatic asylum and will remain in its confines until her affliction has passed. Signed, Dr. Blankety Blank. Which is funny because they mentioned Mrs. Carver there, but they didn't redact... her name was redacted up above. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, well. Hysteria, bad company. An imaginary female trouble. Bad company must have just been antisocial behavior.
Prime candidates. The Bureau needs a director. Our future. P6 and P7.
Who's P7? Because P6 is your brother, Dylan. But who's P7?
Interesting question.
No, there's a creature over there that's collecting debris and remnants around it.
Let's take a short break before I forget. Hotline.
Yep. Move the cursor.
After North Moore stepped down, I doubled every effort to find new prime candidates. There was no one. No one but me. That wasn't good enough. I pushed hard. I never wanted the Bureau to end up in that situation again. The Bureau needs a director. Always. When my time reaches an end, I want more options on the table. P1 through P5 were all false leads, dead ends, and disappointments. Then P6. Dylan Faden. He fell into our arms. No parents. They're gone. Casualties of an AWE. The boy has exceptional talent. The oldest house will be his home. We'll build him from the ground up. He'll be trained and taken care of. Darling can be in charge of this project. I can't. I'll stay away. I will not fail the boy like I failed my own family. My daughter and my wife. We weren't careful enough back then. Something came home with me. I took work home. My Susanna got sick. When I realized my mistake, I wanted to bring her here for Darling to do what he could. Kate flat out refused. Civilian doctors treated our daughter, but they didn't have a clue. She died. Kate left me. Same old story. That was a long time ago. The Bureau is all I have now. And the prime candidates are our future. There are two. P6 and P7. We're spoiled for choice.
So he brought something home with him that resulted in his wife and his daughter falling ill?
Yep.
What could he have brought home with him accidentally? The gun? Another object of power? Or an altered item?
It's a lot harder when they have the healing. That said, doesn't mean a thing. I am very strong. Whoa.
Yeah, look at that. The perspective on it.
Ow. Well, that kind of works. Not pretty, but it works. The statistic killing the enemies before the healers. I mean, it locks them down, and then they just don't hit me, so...
I'm still upset we haven't found anyone in any of the safe houses.
Yeah, oh. That was actually something that kind of bothered me about this. I really liked it in, Prey, how you could find certain people. Most of the time, they didn't have anything important to say, but sometimes they did.
Oh, a picture. A clown? Oh.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones what's wrong?
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Some brains can lift objects, like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg? No interruptions! So who cares if you fail your clairvoyance test? Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know what your brains can do, we'll know what job to give you. And if your brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
Wow.
What if I don't want the big chair?
What if I don't want the big chair?
Everyone wants the big chair, Meg!
That's why we're all here. Use those brains to listen for once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Ah!
Cripes.
What?
They made that for kids?
Well, remember, they were making these videos specifically for her brother.
For Dylan. Yeah, go figure he's messed up.
Uncle Bones?
Uncle Mr. Bones, excuse me.
Mr. Bones. But he was wearing a baby doll mask. Did you see that? It was like an eye patch. Bright Falls. AWE 35. Event summary. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Washington, resulted in a fictional story written by the author Alan Wake, creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and for a limited time. So, the Alan Wake stuff. Event response. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13, 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, C. Blank, that an AWE was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington, referred to events investigated in 1970, 1976, and 1978. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter, Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. A Bureau field team arrived at the site 2 days later only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted, referred to the 1970 blank, Thomas Zane, 1976, 1978, Odin Anderson, Tor Anderson. Alan Wake was believed to blankety-blank instigator. Eyewitnesses report highlights an old light switch, possibly an object of power, that blankety-blankety-blank missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. This is the plot of an Alan Wake game or book. That makes sense. I wonder what their object of power was. But yeah, in the children's video, they were essentially saying,
I wish things had gone differently and ordinary for us.
Alright, you're... Oh.
Wishing won't change things. Finding the projector will.
You were saying?
What I was saying is that, what they were essentially saying is that if they find that you're qualified to be the next director, you're essentially forced in the position, or you're going to be in a straitjacket for the rest of your life.
Probably.
Ordinary. There's so much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. The boy, Dylan Faden, prime candidate 6. And the sister as well, once we catch up with her. But the boy had so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name, but it's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. Like, I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
Well then, boys will be boys constitutes his murder.
Bad.
Can you read this one?
Transcript of conversation. Subject Dylan Faden for review by Dr. Darling. Note, subject was alone during this outburst. You again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the F out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore, and I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. F off. Wow. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the message. Subject repeated the phrase F off numerous times before being sedated. 1753. So Polaris was trying to show him messages.
And ask about the sister and stuff.
Agent killed during blank, involving blank blank, codename P6. Autopsy findings, blunt force injuries, excessive trauma of the abdominal region, lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso, Fracture of the spinal cord between L1 and L2 vertebra. Avulsion fracture of the 3rd through 10th ribs. Blunt force injuries to the extremities, abrasions, lash from blah, 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 blah. After examination, it was determined that the cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the blank was contorted through his blank. Gross.
Wait a minute. Did he turn him inside out? Or
ripped out his spine, or a lot of different things.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
so they were keeping tabs on her.
That whole... Hey, candidate
P7.
P7
Let's see
outfit.
the outfit. Or not
We
now.
have to come back later.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
Don't touch. Wait. Let's take a look.
Don't touch, don't touch. Friday,
Shoplifting,
1500, last seen. Urgent. File V is classified. Just a bunch
Subject
of-
Jesse Faden, P7. Yep.
Even up to right here.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that she was on her way. Yeah, cause for concern.
Oh, wait. Go back. Go back.
It was just a bunch of days ending...
No. But we've been to some of those locations, Wander. Jesse Faden movement tracking. It's down.
Okay.
See? Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Yeah, Sydney, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, Chicago, Illinois, South Bend, Indiana, Cleveland, Ohio, Bloomsburg, Philadelphia, and then New York City.
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
What's this one?
The employee incident.
Oh. Just that a fridge ate his meal and he was
Yeah, when
swearing
we were
at
moving
it.
out
We
to...
used to play there all the time. Me and Dylan. And other kids as well. We loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe. In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
No. That's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing. The slide projector...
Let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know.
I hate it when interrogators ask questions in such a
Leading
way as to
questions.
lead you into... Huh?
It's called a leading question.
Mm-hmm. Because she was rapid firing them to the point where it sounded like something was affirmed even though it hadn't been.
Yeah, she was
She went
forcing...
from like, did your parents drink? Did the drinking make you feel uncomfortable? Because that's implying that the previous answer would have been yes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's shitty and abusive.
And it broke her down to the point of, well, maybe I wanted to step inside these pictures. Ooh, this is really cool.
It is cool.
Mannequin.
God, the only thing creepier than one mannequin is a few dozen of the damn things.
How do you determine which one's the right one? Looks like you can't move them. Is that the right one?
It's the only one that's not facing...
New bureau policy. No more mannequins.
Oh.
I got really lucky.
It was the
there.
only one facing the wrong direction?
Yeah. Like, I got stupidly lucky on that one. Purely by chance.
Huh. Supplement. Bright Falls AWE 35 details. Alice Wake, Mr. Wake's wife, was found during the Bureau investigation. She was interviewed and evaluated. She showed signs of severe mental trauma in the form of blank memory loss. She was later directed to treatment. It was concluded that she had been trapped in the threshold during its manifestation. Notable individuals still missing after the Bright Falls event are FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale and Dr. Emil Harmon, referred to as the Crater Zumla and the file RE, the Cauldron Lake Lodge. Bureau researchers believe this event was the result of a forceful perception of subjective reality stemming from Mr. Wake, overlapping on our own. Wake had been flagged as a potential para-utilitarian. See Prime Candidate Program file for more details. In 2011, a book by Clay Stewart titled The Alan Wake Files was published by Roundabout Press, New York and Olympia. Agents interviewed Clay Stewart and suspected minor para-utilitarian sensitivity. He was placed under indefinite surveillance. Notes: a monitoring station was established at Cauldron Lake to alert the Bureau of any future activity. So they're implying that he had visions of the Alan Wake incident, which then allowed him to write his book.
Yep. They are definitely pushing the Alan Wake references, but like, oh well.
I swear that there's stories, that there was a movie or a book or something that I've seen or read where an author was inspired by their dreams or visions of another world, and that at one point they're given an opportunity to actually communicate with the characters of said world.
Well, there's
what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
There's a Will Ferrell movie about that.
Well, that was one in which he found out that he was the main protagonist in someone's novel and that they were planning on killing him off at some point.
That was effective.
But I thought for sure I saw something in which
people are suggesting Inkheart.
Oh, Inkheart. I think I've heard of it.
Looks eerie out there.
I'll have to look it up on my phone at some point. But there's definitely the conundrum of, do you remain the passive observer, or do you try to potentially change things about the world, or is it right for you to be capitalizing off of someone else's life? Even though to you it's fiction, it's real elsewhere.
You mean, like, if you could influence it, would you?
Well, in some you can't. But at the same time, it's like you're watching events and things unfold elsewhere, and you're recording it for your reality, but it's not...
Prime candidates. Experiments.
Did you ever hand in all those things? Or are you doing this first? Personnel protection? Is this part of it? But yeah, there are the instances in which the writers do have minor influence over what they're perceiving or watching in the other world.
There's like a doorway specifically into the hiss. It'll probably open up into something else. Or not.
Seems to be fixed. Oh, subway? What?
New York City subway.
We're going back home. Of course we are. It started there, and it's never gone away.
It might have moved all of Ordinary. Really?
Even that's too powerful for you? Or is that just a minor cough?
I think it was just bug. Because...
You got the pills, so you're immune to this now.
Yeah. Keeps telling me weapon mod's full, but it's not. I'm confused.
Maybe ones of higher level are counted as more? I don't know another way to rationalize it.
Yeah, maybe you can... Well, no, you can have multiple at the same level, though.
But imagine if you could only hold 3 5s, 4 4s.
Maybe?
I don't know. That might be the reason why there's an inventory issue, even though you still have slots that seem to be available.
Okay, anything else in here? It's just like a weird bonus area with mold. Weird. I do not know. Elevator I took. Aha.
Hidden location discovered.
There have been a couple of these. All the way around.
Typewritten page. AI83KE. Background. The page was discovered in an instance of the Ocean View Motel and Casino that was linked to the investigation sector. The page had been pushed into the motel's corridor from under the door with the symbol of a spiral. Oh, so you know how we have the triangle door?
Mm-hmm.
The spiral door? This was pushed out from underneath it? So is it a different board or a different set of organisms that did this? Appendix. Text transcribed from the item. For 10 years, I've tried to write my escape, only sinking deeper. I used to know where fiction ends and reality begins. Here, they are all the same. It's a hideous trap. My every thought made real. Fear. Desire. How can I ever know for sure that I've escaped, and not just lost in my own fantasy of it? That thought alone can drive you mad. The identifiable words on the scratched out portion. Falls. Bright Falls. Haunting. Wake. Alan Wake. Light switch. Ocean. Too late. And the final sentence, you've been warned.
They really are laying the Alan Wake stuff on.
Even the letters on that seem to spell Alan Wake. At the top of the document.
I've been there. Okay.
Well, if anything, this is made me really curious about what actually happens in the Alan Wake games.
Yeah, it's a good advertisement.
I think I've mentioned this before, but the whole Alan Wake business just reminds me of Tom Clancy and Dick Tracy. Alan Wake.
Yeah, kinda.
You know, just the names. Lara Croft. Wait a minute. I suppose in those instances it's 2 syllables followed by 1 syllable, or 1 syllable followed by 2 syllables. I'm not going to say your name, full name aloud, but technically your name follows those conventions. However, mine is a double and a double. I wonder if people just... I mean, there is something powerful about a single syllable name. Getting a water from my water bottle. Water boot.
Okay, parapsychology is through here. Oh, I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I always get really kind of... I always get kind of lost. Trying to get into this zone specifically.
Ah.
Keep an eye out for a Healy red orb.
Red orb?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Has it manifested elsewhere, or did you vanquish it?
Let's see, there we go. I got the orb. Yeah. Well. Oh!
What was that for?
I can grab large enemies, and that apparently...
Track them?
That apparently includes, like, mini-bosses.
Oh, wow.
There we go. We have to secure this area. There we go. Slightly more durable dude, man.
Stuck behind those dollies there. Oh.
Okay. Let's see, there's another one running around back there.
Awful lot of guys, but...
Yeah, it's one of those where you're supposed to secure the location. And so I'm... Oh, there's an orb. Orb. I don't even know what these orbs are supposed to be, but they heal. everything. It's annoying.
Sorry, I seem to be slipping in and out.
Getting tired?
Just
Sucks.
a little bit.
I was really hoping we could finish this tonight.
But then we found ourselves with a number of side quests that actually were, I mean, they were interesting enough. Most of them were still fetch quests, but we got to see a lot of new items. We got to approach them in different ways. Got to experience the whole mold business. Which allowed us to get new immunities.
I think part of it is all of the fetch quests and kill X quests, for the most part, have also been... What are they shooting?
Take it down.
Something over here, I guess. Oh. That it? That better be it. One way or another, I'm done with this area. Oh, sneaky. Let's see. What was I gonna say? As far as the side quests go, like, every single one of the kill X or, like, cleanse this object, almost all of them have been something interesting. Let's see. One more remote thought. You want to go make tea for the both of us?
Yeah, I could go make tea. Tea is always good for pepping one up. I think it might also just be remaining sedentary for too long might slow one's heart rate down enough that...
You get sleepy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's definitely like that when I'm in bed.
Okay. Let me double check what I'm even working on. I guess while you do that, I'm gonna maybe track down... Let's see, protective studies, so ritual division. I'm just gonna go for the next altered object because I'd like to get all the side quests done while we're here.
But I want to know what it is.
It's okay, I'll tell you. You're gonna get back before I'm done with it.
Isn't it the flamingo?
Rubber duck.
No, rubber ducky.
Okay. I'm gonna go get the teeth quick. Alternatively, we could go for a quick snack break.